Hello viewers, today for unboxing we have another box of cordless phones. This particular set is a Uniden set and it is model DECT2080. And this is another model that's pretty important in my collection. Years ago, I think it was in around 2008, 2007, my grandparents bought a set of these telephones. At the time, I was still using the Uniden DECT650, and in the rest of the house we had the DECT5831. And at the time, I never really liked the 5831. I would always go for my 650 when I had to make or receive a call. And my grandmother never liked cordless phones. She would always go for the phone in the kitchen or the one in the bedroom because those were corded. My grandfather would use a cordless phone, but she never would. And so I believe what triggered the purchase of these phones was when the DECT2080-5, I think was the model number, that my grandfather had, and that was the one that was used as the answering machine. When that quit, I think that's what triggered the purchase of the 2080s. And so we went to Radio Shack and we bought a set of these colored 2080 telephones. Couldn't tell you what the price was back then. Would have been expensive. It was a 4-handset system. The base was gray, and the handset, there was a blue handset, a red handset, a black handset, and a gray handset. And at the time I loved them, because it was like a dream come true for me to see the Uniden operating system that was in my XC650 in something high-tech like this. And I wanted one so bad, but of course at the time I wasn't getting one. And so whenever I would go over to my grandpa, which was quite often, I was over all the time, we would always use the intercom and whatnot. So there's a lot of fond memories with these phones. Came with the manual here. I actually have, oh jeez, it's not even in the frame. I actually have some of the handsets from that original 2080 system. I have the 3 colored ones, the black one, the red one, and the blue one. And they still are using the one gray handset because they got a new set. The 2080 base, I think it got hit by lightning because it just stopped working properly. And so they replaced it with a 1580, and then they kept one of the handsets from the 2080 and used it on the 1580. That system is still in operation to this day. Probably will be for a very long time because I set it up and I put it on a surge protector. I never used to put the phone on a surge protector, which is odd because my grandfather is very electrically minded. I don't know why it never occurred to him that the phone should be on a surge protector. But anyways, that's the story behind the 2080. And this set, this is total overkill. And we're missing a lot of things here. We're missing 2 cradles. Bases only take 6 handsets, so we're missing a base. But this was really inexpensive for what's here. All the belt clips. And these are in pretty good condition too. They're kind of dirty, but I'm sure they'll clean up nice. Wow, these look like they don't even have that much wear on them. Let's see what kind of batteries we got in here. Some replacement batteries. They're NSL nickel metal hydride cordless phone battery. I was hoping that one of these would have had the original battery such that I could see when these are from. I don't know if this battery is any good. I tend to doubt it. I did buy some new ones, so I think I'll just replace them. No, the foam is all deteriorated. That's kind of gross. This has a generic replacement. That's got nothing. Surprised none of these have the original battery. These came with the nickel metal hydride batteries natively, so they should have lasted a while. I guess they didn't. Oh, this one's missing a headphone jack. That's kind of odd. It's got the inner cell battery. Nothing in there. Looks like we'll have no original batteries. Jeez, this one took quite a beating. What the heck? How does it even happen? It's a deep groove. Good grief. It's got the inner cell battery as well. I bought some replacement batteries for these because what I'm going to do this year during Christmas time, I'm going to use all of these. Usually I use almost exclusively the 1580, but this year I think I'm going to use these at least for a portion of the time. So I bought all these batteries to use with them. I don't even remember what brand these were. These were relatively inexpensive. I've never really had batteries that don't work well in these phones, but I suppose that day could always come. These scissors don't cut very well. Let's see what brand these are. You know, why do they have to put these in plastic? There's so much packaging here that is not biodegradable. They put every single one of these things into a plastic. It's just not necessary. So these batteries, they look like the original ones, but of course they're not. They're manufactured by whatever that is. Unblur. Gil Energy. These are 300 milliamps. Also the nickel metal hydride chemistry, which I think is half of what the phones would have come with. I think they would have come with 650 milliamps perhaps. I know in later years Uniden did switch over to the 300 milliamp batteries in some of their newer models. So I think they'll work fine. If anything, the talk time will just be less than it was, about half. I believe these had 10 hours of talk, so now they have 5, which I don't usually talk more than 5 hours a day, so it should never be a problem. Anyway, so that's that. A lot of Uniden DCX200s and the black 2080 base. This is model 2080-5. I suspect 5 of these probably went with that base, and then the others, I don't know where that base is at, or the charge cradles is at. But definitely have enough of these now that I can use them all over the house. Combined with the ones I already have, I think I could use at least 12 across 2 bases. That's enough. So, we'll be seeing these again. We got to do the checkout video. We got to clean them up and then we'll use them.